Debating Avery, giving him your entire life. Jake, your time has come. You have shown that you have little to zero ghaira for the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. For some odd reason, you think that you are better than us. You think you are above the ummah and you can go and rebel against us. We are clearly boycotting Avery and MDD, and here you go, debating Avery again on the same topic that you debated him on 5 months ago, where he mocked you and got 400k views on your head, and you got a measly 7.5k views. Not only that, you're sitting here debating Avery, giving him your entire life story about how you used to reject hadith, and then you're appealing to David Wood for your demi dilemma as if this is some sort of hujjah and Avery has to accept it. Bro, no one cares. And we're not going to forget that a few months ago, you took a picture with David Wood while he is wearing the Quran on his body as pajamas, mocking Islam, and you're taking a picture with him, bro. It is clear as day, Jake, that you are a rebel and you think that you are above this ummah. So guess what? We will be boycotting you. We will no longer support you at all, Jake. We will not support your book. We will not support your videos. Watch as your views dwindle. This is what happens when you decide to go against the ummah and think that you are Superman, Jake.
So this is what we doing, y'all, now? This is what we doing? We're going to ban Jake. Jake not bigger than the program. GodLogic getting more views than you. So, let's go ahead and make up this excuse and let's say that he's a blasphemer and he's disrespectful. And then let's go ahead and try to get everybody to stop talking to him because he's just growing too much. We have to stop that. The problem is that they don't even realize that GodLogic is growing because of how he debates the Muslims. It isn't just simply because he's debating the Muslims. But I know that in their heads, they assume that that's why he's growing, simply because Muslims are entertaining him. No, that's not it. It's the way Muslims are in these debates that makes GodLogic grow. Because literally when he's debating Muslims, he gets them to say the darnest things that shows how your religion is foolish. Very, very simple questions, very small, simple critique. And then you just sit back and watch the Muslims manifest. GodLogic has had this effect on the DAWAH scene for some time now. And the Muslims, they would deal with it. And they would get destroyed. And they would also bite the bait. Logic would come up on the panel. Everybody would disrupt and panic. And then he'd get booted. And then next thing you know, for hours, they're talking about GodLogic. But he's so low tier, right? He's so low tier. He's dumb. He's this and that to the Muslim world. And yet you guys are trying to create a coalition and band together to get everybody to stop speaking to him. And you're so hell-bent on doing this that you're outing your own top-tier debaters within Islam. Jake is one of the guys that's up there. He's one of the guys you would want to put on the forefront to debate for Islam. Uthman as well, you would want to put him there. These are the guys that are just, making the most noise. And yet they're crying and complaining because these guys are popping out and debating. They cried about the Uthman thing, and then they didn't even realize, dang, they just doubled back with Jake. And now you're mad. I'll tell you this, you wouldn't have to ban GodLogic. You wouldn't have to do all of that if your debaters were actually debating the truth. The reason why you really want to ban GodLogic is because he exposes the lies of your religion all the time. Like I talked about in my last video, cult leaders and cult members are going to always stop the other members from going to go seek the truth. Any type of objection towards the religion that would make it seem fake or would make it fake, you want to run away from that. You guys can't deal with it. But you never say you can't deal with these objections, though. You're just going to make some excuse about how disrespectful that person is. So that's why they need to stop talking to him. And then you're probably going to sideways address the position, maybe in silent or in brief passing, or just say that whatever that objection was false, and then never really go back and forth because, you know, a lot of Muslims nowadays, they just like to speak unchallenged. Now, the funny thing about all this is too, I promise if Logic decided to stop debating Muslims, like for example, the whole boycotting thing, right? If he just said, you know what, yeah, I'm boycotted. Okay, let me stop talking to Muslims. The Muslims, within a month or two, probably even sooner than that, are so delusional that they would say GodLogic has stopped debating Muslims because we were cooking him too much. I promise you, this would be the narrative. It isn't he stopped debating Muslims because all the Muslims were boycotting him. So he said, whatever, I'm out of here. I'm going to go start talking to other people of different faiths. It would literally be exactly what I just said. Because they can't even stand firm on the things that they say for themselves. It wouldn't be the case that they were honest about whether this man would stop debating Muslims and why. It would be the opposite because they would have to uplift themselves. And this is called delusion. You're delusional. Nothing you do is wrong. Everything you do is right. And whatever comes out of your mouth about your religion has to be uplifting for the religion, right? Even if you have to lie. If a lie uplifts Islam, a Muslim will tell it in a heartbeat. I mean, these guys are calling out their own people for debating with certain people, man. Can you imagine that? Yo, top tier debaters go out trying to take down the biggest Christian debater right now, and the Muslims are complaining about it. Just let that sink in real quick, because I know some Muslims are going to be listening. Just let that sink in. Your top tier debaters are seeking out the top tier Christian debaters. It's gonna get views. I mean, you want people online to see that your religion is strong, right? Instead, you're letting everybody see how your religion is weak. You're crying and complaining about everything. Wouldn't you want your top tier debaters to be on like a 500,000, 600,000, 700,000 view video where they're defending the religion? I know why you wouldn't want that. Because it would be 700,000, 800,000 views watching your religion get destroyed. Just like the Uthman video that's about to come up. Millions of people are going to see that video. And they're going to see Uthman saying a bunch of crazy statements. And instead of just being honest and saying, man, bro, I'm not even going to lie, we suck. Oh, wait, no, somebody did say that. I think Libiano said it. Well, we need more people to come out and just be honest. More people need to come out and just be honest. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, the DAWAH scene is terrible. We don't have good arguments. We don't have good back and forths. We need to readjust and get right. Instead of actually just being honest with yourself, notice what you guys have done. You guys have literally tried to flip the script and make it our fault. It's our fault somehow. Somehow we did something. I I just be sit back thinking like, man, these people, bro, like you got to pray for them. You have to pray for them because there's a heavy blind just sitting right on the front of their eyes, man. Heavy blinders sitting right on the front of their eyes. And, you know, unfortunately, you know, this is what we're dealing with. Delusion. Heavy delusion. Like, I can't complain about something I caused. I mean, I can because I got free will. I could do whatever I want. But does it make sense for me to do that? I can't go seek out top debaters, and then when I'm losing and looking bad and getting cooked, instead of just me saying, yeah, you know what, I got to go do a little bit more studying, I turn around and say, stop talking to them because they're disrespectful, they blaspheme, and they're they're haters. They're just Islamophobes. Or in my case, Christophobe or whatever. Christphobia or whatever, Christophobe or whatever. I just can't get myself to operate like that. I can't get myself to operate like that. That's like me going like to an NBA game, right? And they put me on the court, and I'm playing against a bunch of professionals. I'm getting cooked. I'm getting swatted, crossed, getting ripped, can't even score. And I do that, let's say a span, let's say 5-10 more times. And it's the same results every time. I'm getting destroyed. And I come in and I complain about the rules. You know, the NBA rules are not on my side. The referees are not on my side. The board of directors, they're not on my side. Stop watching the NBA. They're not fair. Y'all be looking at me like I'm crazy. Like, man, dude, we just watched you on the video get cooked up, crossed, swatted, batted. You suck. Like, you just suck, bro. It ain't got nothing to do with the refs. It ain't got nothing to do with the board of directors. It ain't got nothing to do with the game and rules. You suck. And I think the Muslims need to realize that the reason why GodLogic and people who debate like him and people who pick up this new style, this youthful style of debating that we've developed, the Muslims are going to have to realize that he's growing because we realized that the simplest questions just crumble a false religion. The simplest questions will crumble a lie. It's just like when you let's say when somebody get arrested and the officer already has footage of you committing that crime. When that officer asks you one simple question, what color was your hoodie when you left the Galleria Mall yesterday? Now, that question might not seem like, what do you mean, what color of the hoodie? To us, it might not make no sense. But to the person that did something wrong, they gonna be like, dang. The fact that he's asking me what color was my hoodie, and the fact that he's asking me when I left Galleria Mall, that person that knows that they did something wrong, they're gonna put the entire day together and they're gonna realize, how in the world do this dude even know where I was at that day? And if I answer this question honestly, I'm caught. Because if I say a blue, then what does that do? That means that you were at Galleria Mall. That means that he's right about knowing you were at Galleria Mall. That means you must be on some sort of surveillance and you must have footage of him doing what you're being accused of doing. You see how that one answer cooks the whole position? Him just telling him what color his hoodie was that day would ultimately prove whatever kind of footage he has or whatever kind of information he has. It would link everything together because that person is now caught. And that's the art of asking simple questions and not beating around the bush. Why? Because the more you talk, the more you gonna cook yourself. Same with Islam. So what do? Do you answer the question properly? Or do you come up with some sort of lie? So in the case of the story that I was telling, the person would probably say, I wasn't at Galleria Mall yesterday. Not even answering the question about the hoodie. He's going to remove himself from where the officer accuses him of being or assumes he was at, because he doesn't want to make a link. So forget about what hoodie I was wearing. I wasn't there. This is how Muslims answer when it comes to Islam. What's the Injil? Physically, not orally, physically. I don't care about who it was orally given to. Physically, what was it? What do the Muslims say? You don't have it. Is that an answer? You don't have it. It's not your Bible. You see how they never answer what it was? They just want to tell you what it's not. Because they don't want to let all the pieces come together. You answer one simple question, the link is going to come together. You say that Injil is that Bible. Uh-oh. Now we got to start putting the pieces together. So, yeah, man, look, y'all, I want to say this. Y'all pray for Jake, for real. And I want to say also, y'all pray for all of the other Muslims that are probably going to get called out by these DAWAH guys if they ever take a picture with us. God bless you. I'll see y'all in the next one.